Let's try this again. Let's go for round two. Wow, this Monday and Friday show's really working out great. Really working out great. Yesterday, no internet. Friday had to be a short show because of an emergency. And then I try to jump on and make it up to you guys now. And as you can see, I can only do like a 20-minute video because my settings were all messed up in my studio. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So, here we go. Round two. If you go back and check out the last live I just did, I was touching on Carl Frampton and Hearn, and what I thought of the fight and Frampton's retirement. I gave a special shout out to KD from the Dominican Republic. He was one of the first subscribers to the channel. He's always giving me positive messages in the comments on my Instagram. And he actually hit up that Cash App, Morsey85, and donated to the channel. As of right now, that is the only way to support the channel financially. Because I'm not monetized yet. I haven't hit those goals. But the good news is I finally broke 100 subs. I'm at 101. So shout out to those first hardcore followers that are following me. I appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. If you leave a comment, I always try to reply. I always try to get back at you. When you hit me up on Instagram, I always try to get back at you. That's just how I am. But yeah, these Mondays and Friday shows, man, they're killing me. It's not a good start. Not a good start whatsoever. So yeah, if you go to part one of this video, I touched on the Frampton fight. And but if you're a UK boxing fan, if you're a hardcore boxing fan, this weekend's show in the Middle East, we got a little sneak peek from Amir King Khan. I guess he was out there because he's part of the WBC in the Middle East, the president of that area. I believe that's his role. But we got an interview with King Khan, and he said that he wants his last fight to be Kell Brook. Finally, we might get to see that fight if you're hardcores. DT3, what up? What up? What up? Hope everything is good. Hope everything is good with your player. Hope everything is good. But yeah, man, we Khan did an interview and said that he's willing to have his last fight with Kell Brook. Now, obviously, this fight is extremely late. But if you're a hardcore fan, if you follow the UK boxing scene, this is a fight that is still a decent-sized fight over there. And I would just want to see it. I mean, we've heard of this fight being talked about for years. So I would love to see what happens in this fight. I think they're both past their best. We all know that. But for bragging rights over there in the UK, Khan and Brook is still a big fight. And quite honestly, I don't know who wins. Amir Khan said he doesn't think the fight goes past 6 rounds. And I agree with him. After seeing both of their last performances against Crawford, shit, I find it hard pressed for it going past 4 rounds. If Brook catches him, it's good night. And Khan doesn't punch too light. He could bust one of Kell Brook's eyes like everybody else seems to be doing lately. So yeah, that's good news if you're a UK fan. You might get to see that past his prime fight. Speaking of Middle East, seems like everything in boxing is revolving around the Middle East lately. Bob Arum, still no Crawford Pacquiao fight. What's going on? What's going on, big man? What's going on, Bob Arum? You don't want to give up some of that ESPN budget. You don't want to give it up. You can't find a prince over there to pay for the fight. What's really going on? You hear some people say that Manny Pacquiao can't fight in the United States anymore. You hear that Manny Pacquiao is looking to fight Mikey Garcia instead. Honestly, I think that's a better fight. Mikey versus Manny. Warren Williams, what's up, player? Hope everything is good. Hope you and yours as well. He says, what's up? You remind me of someone who lives by me in England. You got such a KL vibe. That must be that England slang. I don't know what KL means. Laid back, maybe? Let me know what KL vibe means, Warren Williams. I hope you ain't clowning on me, player. So, yeah, we're going to get Crawford, Manny Pacquiao. Like I said, I'd rather see Pacquiao fight Mikey Garcia. I think that'll be a better fight for the fans. I think Crawford washes Manny, honestly. Probably stops him in the later rounds, but I think Crawford handles Manny quite easily. He's got the youth. He's got the size. He's probably ain't too far behind Manny on hand speed. But Crawford's just a beast. He's a different animal. You don't want Manny Pacquiao to end his career like that. I mean, I think Crawford will absolutely hurt the man. But I think if he fought Mikey Garcia, it would be a better fight. A more fan-friendly fight, I must say. I just don't know who's gonna give Manny Pacquiao that $40 million. I don't think he got $40 million to fight Keith Thurman. I mean, who gives Manny that last $40 million that he wants? Can Mikey Garcia pull something out of his ass and give it to him? I don't think so. Is Manny's team directly talking to the people of the Middle East? Is Manny still involved with the PBC? Like, what's going on here? They say Mikey Garcia is a free agent, but apparently DAZN has matching rights on his next fight. So what happens there? I mean, with everything surrounding the Middle East and fights going to be there and all that, we gotta get the ball rolling in this boxing world. Everything's stagnant. My boy DD3 says Thurman ain't worth that much. Yeah, Thurman ain't worth nearly that much. I hope you didn't misunderstand me. I was saying I don't think Pacquiao got $40 million to fight Thurman. Yeah, Thurman ain't getting nowhere near that much money. Nowhere near that much money. And I don't even think that pay-per-view did too good either. I'd have to look back at the numbers. DD3 says Ryan clout chasing. Yeah, Ryan's doing everything he can. Everything he can to bullshit the public. Even his own promoter saying that. It's all for the gram. One of them young kids. It's all for the gram. It's all for the gram. Yeah, Mikey's supposed to be a free agent, D3, but according to Eddie Hearn, it's a fight-by-fight deal, but for some reason, DAZN got matching rights on Mikey Garcia's next fight. So, Mikey is a free agent, but if someone offers Mikey and Manny Pacquiao, say a total of $50 million to fight, DAZN could come along and match it, and I guess they would get it? I don't know. It's so messed up with these boxing deals and extensions, and if you become a champion, now you owe me 2 more fights. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. Crazy. Yeah, a lot of these dudes are all cap. That's all it is. It's more keyboard typing than fighting nowadays. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And one of the worst ones at it who does that a lot is Gary Russell. The dude that fights once every year. He's the one on there the most. What up, Mitty? What up, Mitty? How you living? How you living, player? DD3 says, what about the sport, though? Who doing something for the sport? I don't know. The only people out there that I think are doing something for the sport and that is staying consistent is, honestly, some of you out there might not like it, but Eddie Hearn, the zone, staying consistent, traveling, doing things. You just saw him fighting. What the hell is that place called? Uzbekistan last week on a card. I mean, at least the zone's being consistent. At least they're giving us fights, you know. Finally, this weekend, we got Showtime doing Lipinets against Boots Ennis. I mean, that'll be a decent little fight for Showtime and their members. But at the same time, the zone comes right back and hits you with Conor Benn against Vargas the same weekend. So I think for the sport, the zone is staying more consistent. ESPN is really trying, but they just can't be as consistent as I guess Eddie can be with Sky Sports and the Zone app. BT Sport, they try their best, but as fighters out there doing something for the sport, it's tough to say, man. It's really tough to say. But all in all, right now, I say, as of right now, the Zone's definitely winning this promotional game in boxing. DD3 says, you think Mikey fights at 47 again, or does he go down? Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, DD3. I saw an interview with Michelle Joy Phelps and Robert Garcia, Mikey's trainer and older brother. I'm sure you know him as well. He says the reason, and the only reason, and him and Mikey have had the conversation that Mikey has not dropped back down to 40 is because he's trying to wait to see what happens with Ramirez and Taylor. As you know, Jose Ramirez is his stablemate. And Robert Garcia by no means puts his fighters in together. It's awkward, it's weird, and he just doesn't do it. So Robert Garcia and Mikey are waiting to see what happens with Jose Ramirez. If Jose Ramirez wins the unification bout against Josh Taylor, you will probably see Mikey have his next fight at 47. If he fights Manny Pacquiao, that fight will be at 47. For some reason, if Josh Taylor, well, I shouldn't say for some reason, because Josh Taylor is a hell of a fighter, and he could very well easily win this fight. But for some reason, if Josh Taylor beats Jose Ramirez, it's a good chance that Mikey could go back down to 140, and either Jose moves up or Jose Ramirez moves back to the back of the line. And that'll give Mikey Garcia a chance to get a big fight at the 140-pound division. That wouldn't be a bad fight for all you boxing fans. If Josh Taylor beats Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor, big fight in America with Mikey Garcia, that'd be a dope fight. In a nice little place like San Antonio. Nice little place like San Antonio. GD3. So if Ramirez wins, he stays at 47. But if Taylor wins, he'll fight at 40. That's the vibe I was getting from Robert Garcia. The reason why Mikey jumped up to 47 was because he was trying to be the first Mexican five weight division champion. Uh, and for the simple fact that Jose Ramirez had belts at the time, or a belt at the time. And if Mikey fought at 140 and he was trying to capture belts, at some point he would have to run into Jose Ramirez. So I think if Ramirez loses the fight, and if Mikey can't get a Manny Pacquiao fight or a decent fight at 147, he drops down to 40. But Robert Garcia, Mikey's brother, also said definitely count out 35. Mikey will not ever get back down to 35. And he ain't jumping up to 54. So what happens with Mikey Garcia, it really depends on who wins that undisputed fight between Ramirez and Josh Taylor. If Ramirez wins and he's the undisputed champion, he might fight Teofimo Lopez. If Teofimo Lopez wins his fight against Kambosos, and if Teofimo can reestablish some sort of a relationship with Bob Arum, which doesn't look likely, I think that's the next fight that would probably happen. There's so many fights that could be happening, and we're just not seeing them. I did a video like a month ago saying 2021 could be the year of undisputed. It really could be. And I guess it still can, but I said we just had Tio, become undisputed. And if you really want to be hard on the man, you could say he could fight Devin Haney this year in 2021 for the real undisputed. Depends on how you look at it. Then we could have Fury Joshua, which I think is going to happen, but it's boxing, you never know. So that would be the 135-pound undisputed, heavyweight undisputed. The 140 division, that fight's already scheduled. That's going to be undisputed. 47, it could very well happen if Spence fights Ugas. And I guess the rumor is, I wrote this down somewhere. Where the hell did I write it? Oh. I believe it's July 3rd. I guess the rumor is that Spence is going to fight Ugas. That leaves the end of the year for Crawford and Spence. So that could be the 147-pound division, undisputed. This could be really a big year in boxing. We just got to get the balls rolling. I think a lot of big fights are waiting to see what day Fury and Joshua lands on in July. We just got rumors of the 154-pound division. I guess Charlo's going to finally fight Castano. I shouldn't say finally, but Castano, the WBO champ or WBA, one of them. That would be the final belt for the 154. We could have, I can't even remember the last time. We could have 4 divisions undisputed by the end of this year, if boxing would just get their head out of their ass and these fighters would fight. You could have 4 undisputed divisions this year. What up, Jeff? Morehouse, yes, about time I catch you live. Let's go, champ. Shout out to Shannon Briggs, too. WBO, yup, GD3, you're probably right. For some reason, I remember Castano having that black belt, though. And that's a WBA, so. Yeah, the 154, 4-belt undisputed, heavyweight, 135 pounds, 140 pounds. This could be the year of undisputed. Like I said, I did a video on it a month ago. But if Spence beats Ugas at the beginning of July, that could line up a big end of the year fight with Crawford. That'll take care of the 147-pound division. The 140-pound division's all lined up. Supposedly, from the rumors out there, the heavyweight division, 4-belt undisputed, is lined up. But that's what boxing needs, man. A lot of casual fans, or just fans of sport in general. That's their problem with boxing. There's too many champions. There's too many belts. We don't know who's the champion. Who is this guy? Where is he from? I can't pronounce his name. This is the first time I've heard of him. That's the issue. That's the issue. But now, if I can go to like my friends that aren't huge boxing fans and be like, yeah, this guy's a champion at 154. What do you mean he's a champion at 154? I thought there was like 4 champions. Yeah, but he beat all the other champions. So he's the champ. He's undisputed. You know how much better that is for boxing? You know how much better that is? DD3 says 135, 140, 147, 68, and heavyweight. 68? Who's 68? Who's there? 68. Oh, Canelo. Yup. Yup. Dude, there could be more. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Charlo, if he beats Castano. That'll be 6 weight divisions undisputed. That's unheard of, guy. We haven't had that. That's what we need. That's what I'm saying. Now's the time. UFC is dipping a little bit. I mean, they're still big players, but they're dipping. And this is boxing's chance to really step on their neck and take back some of them fans. And grab some new fans. You know what I'm saying? It's the chance for boxing to do that. Yeah, Jeff, I hope we get some welterweight fights get announced soon. Today I heard that apparently Spencer Ugas is going July 3rd, if that's the Saturday. The first Saturday in July is, I guess, when Spence and Ugas is going. And the other rumor is June 5th, Manny against Crawford. Those are the 2 announcements we're waiting on. Yeah, that Saturday would land on July 3rd. That's the rumor I heard today. Spence versus Ugas, July 3rd. That's what I heard. And then I also heard Manny versus Crawford, June 5th. But who knows? Who knows? Bob Arum was supposed to let us know what the hell was going on with Crawford at the end of last week. He didn't. Now, Eddie Hearn opened his mouth and said that we'd have a destination and date locked in for Fury and Joshua by the end of this week. So Eddie Hearn, for some strange reason you come across this video, do not go back on your word. We're sick of this. We're sick of an update on the announcement of the update of the announcement. Just give us the announcement. That's all we need, brother. That's all we need. Give us something to look forward to. That's it. DD3, my man, says that Spence fight will do numbers on 4th of July weekend. Do you think so? Do you think so? How do boxing matches usually work out if they land around the 4th of July with families traveling and visiting each other and other festivities? I'd have to look into that. Jeff says my favorite fight is number 4 in the WBO and IBF. Custio Clayton. So I hope he gets the Bud fight. Custio Clayton. How come this is the first I'm hearing this guy's name? Jeff, are you dropping dimes on us now? Are you giving us A low-key fighter that I never heard of? Well, I'm looking him up right now. Check this guy out. When someone tells me their favorite fighter is someone I've never heard of, I gotta drop what I'm doing and look him up real quick. Real quick. He's from Canada, I see. Well, that's weird. You type in his name, you got a white guy and a black guy. Black guy looks ripped. Let's go to his box right here. See ya. 18-0, one draw. Who does he got on his record? Ooh, he drew with Lipinets, huh? What'd you say? He's 40-pound division or 47? 47. Wow, beat Corley. Huh. Who is he signed to, Jeff? Who does he fight under? I see his manager and agent, Eric Belanger. He goes by the War Machine. Depends on how they promote the fight. Yeah, you're right, DD3. I mean, that is a big. It could do good, not great, but good numbers. Yeah, DD3, I'm one of them guys. If there's a big fight, I don't give a shit what I'm doing. I'm usually stopping what I'm doing. Jeff says his homeboy, his favorite fighter, Custio Clayton, said he got robbed against Lipinets. Lipinets fights this weekend against Boots Ennis. Tune in and check that one out. I'll have to go back and watch that fight, Jeff. Oh, that's why you're a huge fan. He was robbed in the 2012 Olympics. Black dude, 18-0, with one draw, 147-pounder. He told me last week that he agreed in January to fight Ennis and Lipinets rematch, but they went with each other. Huh. He told you last week. So are you close with him? Is that like your boy? You guys chill? Are you part of his team? Lee Baxter Promotions. He's loosely with the PBC. All right. And he's pissed. So Jeff dropping dimes on me, giving me a fighter to watch out for. I'll have to Google him, watch some of his fights. James Benitez, Tim Tszyu looking to make a fight with. Is Tim Tszyu that big? Yo, James, what weight class is he in? I thought he was a tiny dude. I know he just fought and had a big win recently. But he's a 54-pounder? That's what Liam Smith is. And Danny Garcia was talking about jumping up in weight. Yeah, 154. Wow. Yeah, any fight with Danny Garcia is usually good. Any fight. Yeah. I remember watching that dude's father, man. Watching highlights of him, because I was young back then. Costa Tszyu and Tim Tszyu. Huh. How the hell do you spell his name? Who did he beat last week or the week before that? A couple weeks ago. as far as Tim Zoo. Yeah, brothers. That's what I'm saying. That's why I like talking to real fans. Because y'all people point me out to some shit that I don't even know about. And that's another reason why I started this channel. You know what I'm saying? Is because I don't get to talk boxing when I'm at work. You know, when I go to bars and hang out with my buddies. They're not huge fans. I try to keep them up to date on it, but it seems like it goes in one ear and out the other. So that's one of the reasons why I started this channel. That's one of the reasons why I reached out to the Boxing Voice. That's one of the reasons why, a couple weeks ago I jumped on with DD3 on his channel. Go subscribe to him if you haven't. You know what I'm saying? DD3, the Boom Man. Go subscribe to him if you haven't. That's why. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Australia. But yeah, that's why I started this channel, so I can talk to boxing fans, real boxing fans, because I love it. And I like to find out shit that I'm not up on. You know what I'm saying? Because even though when I'm usually home chilling, I'm watching something to do with boxing. But unfortunately, I do have to keep a day job still, so I'm not 24/7 boxing. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Yes, sir, brother. The Boxing Voice should be starting here shortly, I believe. Don't they go 7 on Tuesdays? Don't they go 7 on Tuesdays? 7 Tuesdays and Thursdays? I don't see him pop up yet. I haven't received my phone call. Yeah, I appreciate it, Jeff, James. Good looking out. I don't know if you were here earlier, but I hit that little small little benchmark for a small channel. Finally hit 100 subs. So shout out to both of y'all for being part of the team. I love it. I appreciate it. Very appreciative of anybody that tunes in. Even if they don't subscribe and they just tune in. Obviously, I want y'all to subscribe, but I just appreciate y'all guys chilling, hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Jeff says, nah, I don't think. Man, am I losing my damn mind today? Scatterbrain between yesterday with my internet going down, work got all messed up this morning. Then I tried to go live at like an hour ago. I got 10 minutes in and I kept getting the circle of death in my studio. My settings got all messed up somehow. It's like, God damn. God damn. So, yeah. So, do you guys think Eddie Hearn's going to stick to his word and give us the announcement we've been waiting for this week? Or you think he's going to keep bullshitting? Casual bass guy, what's happening, player? I'm sub. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We Gucci. Hey, man, even if you weren't subbed and you just came and chilled, I'd appreciate it. We'd still be Gucci. Aw, man. Shit. Share. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. That'd be great. But you know what I am gonna remember though, if I ever do hit that 10K mark, I remember the day ones. And if you don't believe me, this is my little notepad I got here. I keep all my notes for my shows, right? And on the back page, If you go up in this corner, I don't know if I'll be able to. In this corner on the back page, noticeable subs. Right there. I keep track of the day ones. Just to keep in the back of my mind. Just to know the real day ones. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? So don't think I don't appreciate it, because I do. Keep some of y'all names on my notepad. That's how much I appreciate it, man. That's how much I appreciate it. Eddie gonna BS us, man. We don't need any more BSing, James, man. We don't need any more BSing. Because I think the reason why we're not seeing a lot of fights announced, because a lot of promoters, a lot of managers, and they're waiting to see what date that fight falls on, because you don't want to go the week before or the week after. I mean, it's just not good business. So that's pretty much a whole damn month getting taken up until an announcement drops. Once you see that announcement drop, watch. See how fast things start coming out. Meaning is fights. Dates start dropping. Matchups getting made. Watch. I bet. Because I bet there's a lot of people that are matched up right now. But they can't come out and announce it because they don't want to clash. You can't clash with that fight. It's the biggest fight. You can't clash with that fight. No way in hell. Jeff says something's going on with the PBC. Hey, I've been saying something's been going on with the PBC for years, but they still around, my brother. They're still around. I've been saying Al Heyman blew through that Showtime money, so he had to go get that Fox deal. And I've been saying that he blew through that money, too. That's why everything's going on pay-per-view. But the thing that's really killing Al Heyman right now in PBC, Al Heyman can't be making that side money or his real money off the concerts. All the concerts and shit he promotes. So you guys forget, he's not just a boxing promoter. He promotes massive events. Like, he promotes, like, Beyonce dates, Drake dates. That's a lot of money. You know? So, I think that's another thing that's maybe hindering PBC and Al at the time. But Al's a businessman. Some way he's going to figure it out. He's got the fighters to keep it going. But it's just, you would think PBC would be more consistent, at least. Man, straight up, James, straight up, man. You know what, James? I don't know, man. Every day that goes by, I don't know if Mikey's going to get that fight. I don't know if Crawford's going to get that fight. I mean, who knows? You know how many phone calls? I mean, for one, Manny Pacquiao's got 20 different managers. You know how many phone calls they get probably with celebrities wanting to fight him and other big fights like McGregor or something crazy like that? Who's to say if McGregor don't win his next UFC fight, Manny wants to fight him again? I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy. But if you've been with this channel for a little bit, you know that my favorite fight is Mikey. So I'm a little biased, but I think the bigger fight, it's tough because Mikey is a big draw. He really is. I think the better fight for fans is Mikey Garcia versus Pacquiao, because I think Crawford would wash Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, it's a big, huge fight, but I think Crawford does a number on Pacquiao. Easy. I think Mikey would be a better fight for the fans. Jeff says, yeah, who's Pat getting? Bud or Mikey? Yeah, man, I don't know. Something could fly out from left field. You know what I'm saying? backdoor you. We don't know what's going on, Manny. You got too many hands in that Manny Pac-Man pot. You know, too many hands in there. Can he keep paying these fighters that through a pandemic? Who you talking about, James? Can who keep paying these fighters through the pandemic? Casual Bass guy says off topic, but Nate Diaz next fight should be dope. Yeah, Diaz is fighting Leon Edwards. Nate Diaz is my favorite UFC fighter. 209, motherfucker. Stockton, motherfucker. Someone need to retire Pac-Man. Yeah, if he fights Crawford, he's going to retire him. I guarantee you that. It ain't going to be pretty. It's going to look like Carl Frampton last weekend. It would not be pretty at all. Well, at least if you're a fight fan and if you're a fan of the 147 division, at least the WBA took that belt from him. So we ain't got to worry about Manny holding up the division. Even though Manny fought 2 years ago against Thurman, I'd still like to see him fight, but I don't think he can match Crawford. I think Mikey beats him too, but Mikey would be a better fight. Al, yeah, it's tough to pay these fighters in this pandemic. You got no gate. That's usually the promoter's bread and butter is the gate. You know, Al Heyman gets away with, like, if you go and look up these guys' purses, Al does it right. Well, it's controversial. Like, Al got Mayweather because Al convinced Mayweather to come and do that big 6-fight deal with Showtime, and Al told Mayweather he'd only take 2%. 2% of Floyd's total revenue. So what you see with Al, he gives these guys all pay-per-view money, but he guarantees them such a low number. Like Charlo's, the guarantee last fight was $1 million. So it's like low risk, high reward for Al Heyman. I'm going to guarantee you $1 million, so pretty much what you make is what you bring in pay-per-view buys. And with the pandemic going on, these promoters don't get that gate money. They don't. They don't get a piece of that concession money. You know, no merch. Nobody's in the audience. Who you selling merch to? So, yeah, I think that's part of the reason why PBC has slowed down. It's definitely the pandemic, but they could still be a little bit more consistent. You know, I would say 2 years ago, PBC was number one. Now I would say they're number three. I think ESPN caught up to them, and I think DAZN blew by him, unfortunately. But I don't really like picking a side, DAZN, PBC, ESPN. I just want to see the fights and this whole opposite side of the street, and I can't fight him because he's across the street. Well, get in the crosswalk, motherfucker, and cross that street. These big fights, Spence and Crawford, that's the second biggest fight in boxing. You mean to tell me there ain't enough money for both sides of the street to eat, to make money? Woo! Now James is stirring up the pot. James is stirring up that pot. Oh, wouldn't the WBA catch some shit for that? Well, a lot of people were giving WBA shit for taking his belt in the first place. So wouldn't that be some crazy shit? Pac-Man gets his belt back. Holy shit. Pac-Man versus Crawford. Unification. Manny gets his belt back overnight. Give me 1 second. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Wow. The zone is number one in my eyes, James. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. Jeff says, yeah, I'm a boxing guy. I just want to see good fights get made. You're damn right. You're damn right. And how they get made, I don't care. But they do call it prize fighting, my friends. That's the thing. They call it prize fighting. And nowadays with social media and the egos, everybody wants to know what everybody else is making. And then you get rumors and reports coming out. You know, Canelo's making this much. Manny Pacquiao's making 40. He's going to give Crawford 10. Hey, Bud Light, you're damn right. You're damn right. But I got to cut down a little bit, though. I got to cut down a little bit. Not all the way, just a little bit. But that's the problem. That's the problem. The egos, the social media, everybody breaking news, everybody, breaking fake news. Everybody wants to be the first to put something out. I want to be the first. Well, did you check it? Did you double check it? Did you triple check it? No. I didn't have time. I got to be the first one to put it out. Well, that's part of the effing problem. That's part of the effing problem. Like the WBA would, James says, like the WBA would rather take the sanctioning. Of course they would. Of course they would. Get a piece of that 40 million or get a piece of that million from Ugas. My name's Jeff. My name's in the pot. I told Ness that since I'm overweight for my height and I've never been in there before, I told Ness that it has to be someone with, not that many fights, fairly inexperienced, and a heavyweight that isn't, 6'2", because I'm only 5'5" and a half, 5'6" on a good day. So I don't care about the weight. I just don't want him being 6'3". You know what I'm saying? I got to give myself somewhat of a chance. You know what I mean? But my name's in the pot. I guess the original plan was going to be Supermax. He started following me on social media, so shout out to Supermax. I think that was the plan, but then I think Supermax had a plan for a rematch. And then I think I heard Ness saying he really didn't like two co-hosts fighting each other. I don't know. I could be wrong. I got to talk to Ness. Either way, I'm going to be out there. Either way, I'm going to be out there. And I told Ness and I told the whole team that I'll be out there. And if there's a fight for me, I'll fight. If not, I'll help in any which way I can. Or I just go out there and shake hands and meet everybody and say what's up. Have a couple drinks with the fam. I'm cool with whatever. But either way, I'm going to be there. Whether I'll be helping them out working or running around, moving equipment, whatever it is, I'll be out there meeting you guys if you guys are going, and enjoy a great time. From everything that I'm hearing, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Francis is excited. Ness is excited. Everybody's excited, so I can't wait for it either. Jeff says, yeah, it's all about being first. Yeah, no real journalism anymore. Yeah. James Benitez says, when you start your workout plan, champ? It already started. Slow and steady. Usually every night when I get home from work, I'll take my dog out for a long walk. But now I'm trying to do that twice a day before I go to work and when I get home from work or right before I go to bed. Because usually when I'm at home, I have a big, long dog run. So I don't have to go and put my shoes on and get dressed up every time I got to bring my dog out. I'll just hook her up to the run that's right on my back door. So I've been trying to get up every morning, taking a long walk with the dog or whatever. Do a short walk in the morning with the dog and a long one at night when I get home or before I go to bed. And then uh, one of my buddies gave me a speed bag and a heavy bag, so I cleaned out one of my spare rooms and set that up. And I've been hitting that every day. But yeah, and just doing small like cardio. I'll hit the bag for a minute. Get download that little boxing clock. Hit the bag for a minute. Do squats for a minute. Lunges, whatever. Then I got a couple little free weights to do, a couple little things. I'm definitely not gonna be body beautiful, but I don't know. I think I can lose 10, 15 pounds. I could do that if I quit drinking, but that's can't happen. So slowly but surely, by the time Border Wars comes around, I should be down 10, 15 pounds. I think I was right around 246 when I decided to take it serious. And Jeff says, we'll be cheering for you. Beat Supermax's ass. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that fight's going to happen. I think he kind of already was looking forward to another fight before I threw my hat in, so I don't know. I guess maybe if the guy he was thinking about fighting doesn't want to fight or can't show up for whatever reason, maybe I'll get the fight. But James says I'm 5'7", overweight, but I couldn't fight you. One of my favorite. Man, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, brother. Man, drop your social media, man, so I can follow you. I might already follow you because I do get a lot of people like that follow me on Instagram now that I'm assuming came from the Boxing Voice. And sometimes I'll just hit follow back, and don't really pay attention. So if you said something to me on Instagram, I probably already got you, but drop your social media. Jeff said he's chinny. Yeah, I watched when I talked to Ness initially. Ness sent me some clips of his past fights and hitting the mitts and just to see what I was getting into. And I told him, yeah, I'll fight. It's all in good fun. I don't think I'll get knocked out. I don't think I'll get knocked out at all, but yeah, I think he's rematching the guy who he lost to. So who knows? Honestly, I gotta catch up a little bit on Border Wars. I gotta go back in history, and check it out. Definitely, but I'll be out there. Any of you guys gonna be out there? Any of you guys gonna be able to make it? Well, if you're not gonna be able to make it, already know what you gotta do. Download that BPE network app. It's for free. I don't know why you guys don't do it. If you guys haven't done it already, it's a mistake because it's free. And eventually they'll start charging you. So get it now. Casual bass guy. Get that perfect push-up, bro. And do recommended workouts on the instructions. But maybe lower reps and gradually increase. XJab 012 on IG. Yeah, casual. I've reached out to a couple of my buddies that hit at the gym, and I'm getting pointers. And if I always got to question something, I'll look something up on YouTube real quick. I'm just trying to get in somewhat decent shape, and then I'm trying to write down James's social media right now. XJab. 012 on IG. Yeah, I plan on getting in a little bit better shape than what I'm at now. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the great state of Maine, which you're probably not. I live in the biggest city in Maine. It's in southern Maine, real close to New Hampshire and Massachusetts. But we have a boxing club. It's pretty busy, pretty active boxing club. It's called the Portland, Maine Boxing Club. A lot of good fighters in there. And once I get in better shape, I'm gonna go down there and talk to the head guys and see if they can't chuck me in with a couple of their beginners, and then eventually just become a member down there. But part of it is just stop being lazy and just going to do it. But between my job and have to you know come home dealing with my dog and stuff, living on my own, you know, I just got to do it. And I got to stop making excuses, really. But I can get down to that gym and become a member anytime. And so the next couple weeks, I'll get down there after hitting the bag and, burning a little sweat and getting a little bit of stamina going. Then I'll head down to the boxing club and see if they can throw me in there to get whooped up by a few people, I'm sure. Jeff says, I'm in Canada. I'll be watching from the app. Yeah, brother. Yeah, if you can't get there, watch it on the app. The BPE network, brother. Nova Scotia. Yeah, Nova Scotia is the same side. It's north of me. You're not on the opposite side. Maine, the closest state? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm about 5 hours away from Montreal. I've been there many times. Many times gone to Montreal. Watching Boston Bruins play the Canadians. Been out there many times. Many times. So yeah, man, boxing's kind of stagnant. It's slow. And I think the big reason why, like I said, is everybody's waiting to hear that big news get announced with Fury and Joshua. And then hopefully everything will start rolling. Start rolling. But man, in 4 weeks we got the next big fight. Canelo, Billy Joe. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Dallas has opened up. Gonna be 70,000 people there. Man, I wish I could go for that fight. I wish I could go. Man, they showed a video on ESPN the other day of the Texas Rangers baseball, American baseball stadium. It was the first game that they were allowed to have full capacity. The fucking play. There wasn't a missing seat in the house. You never see that in American baseball unless it's like the playoffs. It was their first time they could go to a game, full capacity, and the fucking place was stacked. And Texas is the first one. Texas and Florida opening up, man. They're going to benefit. They're going to reap the benefits because people are dying to get out there. And if I could find a way to get out there at the drop of a hat, I would definitely go. I would definitely go because I've been waiting for this fight for a while. Jeff says he's 12 hours from Montreal. Damn it, man. He's a Penguin fan when it comes to hockey. Ooh. Don't say that too loud if you're from Canada, brother. Don't say that too loud if you're from Canada. Canelo versus Billy Joe should be entertainment. You're damn right it should be entertaining. It's gonna be Canelo's toughest fight in a long time. I bet you that. Don't sleep on Billy Joe. I'm telling you. Don't fall for all these rumors either that Billy Joe ain't taking it serious. He's already in shape. He's already in shape. Loves to play the mind games with you. Unfortunately, I don't think the mind games are going to work too well on Canelo. But if Billy Joe shows up, it's going to be a good fight. A good fight. RT was full. Oh, it was full, yup. People want their freedom. People want to get out. That's right. James says Canelo's going to wash him. You think so, brother? Man, I just don't see it. Oh, you can't hear me? Can't hear me now. What the hell's going on my stream? Now what's going on my stream? Check, check, check. It says my mic's working. Yo, James, you still having a problem hearing me, brother? Anybody else having problems hearing me? I'm telling you, man. I don't know if it's my studio settings got all weird. They changed up on me. And like I said, I tried to do the stream a while ago, and I had to stop at 15 minutes in because shit was messed up. James said, we good now. Oh, all right, brother. I appreciate it, though. You ever see me just here talking to myself, don't leave me out in the cold. Tell me. Because sometimes I might click something. You never know. You never know. I don't have a separate streaming computer like most people. I got it all on one. And at some point, I'm going to change that. Some point, I'm going to change. I have another computer, but the other computer ain't good enough to stream off of. I literally just got it in my bedroom to watch Netflix and shit off of. But Billy can fight, bro. Yes, he can. James, you think he's going to stop him, huh? You think he's going to stop him, or you think he's just going to dominate him? 12-round decision. Canelo gets it. Dominating fashion. You think it's going to be another Callum Smith? Callum Smith performance? I can't see that with Billy Joe. Billy Joe's been calling out for this fight for so long. If he showed up like a bomb, oh, that would make me sick. That would make me sick. Billy Joe's been calling out this fight for this long and then doesn't show up. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. By the 7th, oh, my God. I can't see it, James. I can't see it. Canelo's going to prove some shit. Yeah, you remember that time when Billy Joe stormed that Triple G and Canelo press conference? Started talking shit. I mean, it didn't really work because I think that was so long ago. That was before Canelo could actually understand English perfectly and speak it. Because now Canelo can understand exactly what you're saying. But I don't think any of the mind tricks and the trash talking is going to work on Canelo. But I still say if Billy Joe really shows up and top notch, then it's going to be a long night for him. I'm telling you. And Billy Joe can fight. He can definitely fight. And you heard Spencer Fear on this morning, if you saw the boxing voice. He said not only can he fight, but he's got feet like Michael Jackson. You know, he can move. There's a lot of people in the UK, because obviously the UK is a big part of boxing, so we all follow it if we're hardcore fans. But there's been a lot of people for a long time in the UK that really believe in Billy Joe Saunders, thinking that he can do it. Now, watching Billy Joe Saunders against Andy Lee and David Lemieux and uh, Willie Monroe. I mean, those are decent little fights. Obviously, none of them are like Canelo, but Billy Joe can fight. Feet like MJ. Yep. Spencer did say it. But I'm a Billy Joe believer. I think he can give him problems. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. I mean, obviously, if someone gave me $5 to put down, I'm putting it on Canelo. But I wouldn't mind seeing an upset there. I wouldn't mind seeing Billy Joe go on fighting Caleb Plant. Obviously, Caleb Plant don't want to hear that shit because that means not as much money to fight Billy Joe than to fight Canelo. James says, Willie Monroe, don't remind me. That was a weird fight. Two southpaws. He gonna do the moonwalk in the boxing shoes. Natural Wiz, what's up, player? It is going the full 12 rounds, and Canelo is probably gonna get the nod. I said that last part. But Natural Wiz, he says it is going the full 12 rounds. I agree with you. I agree with you. I mean, we've seen Billy Joe get blasted. He can take a punch. He's not going to fall over. He's not Callum Smith. He's not Yildirim. He's not Rocky Fielding. He's none of those guys. Billy Joe will be there. I just hope they can call it fair. Just call it fair. That's all I care about. Just call the fight fair. If Canelo wins 11 out of 12 rounds, say he won 11 out of 12 rounds. If Billy Joe wins 8 out of 12 rounds, say Billy Joe won 8 out of 12 rounds. I mean, y'all remember what they did to that fight with Canelo and Mayweather? One of them judges had that fight a draw. You got to be absolutely shitting me. One judge had the balls to give Canelo Alvarez a draw against Mayweather. I don't know if everybody remembers that, but that's how disgusting it is with Canelo fighting in Vegas. So, for Billy Joe's sake, I think it's a little bit better that he gets his fight in Dallas, especially if he plans on boxing and moving. But to be 100% sure, you got to go for that knockout. And I don't see Billy Joe knocking out Canelo. I don't see Canelo knocking out Billy Joe. So it goes to the cards, and all I want to see is fair cards. That's it. But I think it's going to be a good fight. James disagrees. James says he's going to get washed. He got Canelo by the 7th. It's boxing. Billy Joe hasn't been in a big fight in a long time. You know, he's going back with Mark Tibbs, his original trainer's son. So Jimmy Tibbs will still be there on the phone, giving advice to Billy Joe. He's been over in Spain training hard. The one picture he put out after saying he's been injured and sick and all the other BS. He looks ripped. So, Billy Joe shows up. It's going to be a good one. That's 4 weeks away. 4 weeks away. But this weekend, real quick, we got Boots Ennis versus Lipinets. Obviously, that's on Showtime. Ennis looks good too. I saw a clip of him hitting the mitts. He looks like a beast. And then in the UK, to all the UK fans, we got Conor Benn versus Sammy Vargas. And that's going to be a good little fight. Out of those fights, I think Conor Ben beats Vargas in a close fight. And I'm going to go with Ennis beating Lipinets. But we've got two cards. If you're on the East Coast in the U.S., it's going to be a full day of boxing starting at about 3 o'clock. That's why I love when I get a U.S. show and a U.K. show. It's from 3 p.m. till midnight, 11:30. All that boxing. All that boxing. I'm going to have to go and look at the undercards for that Ennis and Lipinets fight. I don't know who's on the undercard. If any of you guys know who's on the undercard, let me know. The DAZN card, we got the two blonde bad bitches fighting. Ebony Bridges and Shannon Courtney. Think Conor Ben. James says think Conor Ben gonna pull it off. I'm pretty unsure about that. Yeah, I think he's gonna pull it off too, but I think it's gonna be a close fight. Sammy Vargas, he just got some miles on the clock. Is that how they say it? Yeah. He's got some miles on him, but it's a good little step up for Conor Ben. And of course, Conor Ben is already calling out Amir Khan and Kell Brook, but I don't think he needs to go down that route. Leave that fight for the hardcore UK fans. But Conor Ben's 147. He's got to start moving up. He's going to have to start moving up. Start playing with the big boys. But I don't think he's ready for that yet. Tony Harrison next weekend. Really? Really? Is he on the undercard? Yeah, any of you guys know a website where I can see the full card? You know what I'm saying? Like, give me the full card. Does BoxRec have that? Tony Harrison ain't fighting next weekend. Or at least it ain't on BoxRec if he is. Jeff says Ebony is amazing. Man, she's stacked. I hope Ebony gets a KO. Shannon sounds like she's really salty about Ebony's come up. Honestly, I can't wait to see them two fight. They got a little bad blood between them. A little bad blood. They're the only ones on that DAZN card that's promoting it. They're promoting it like they're the main event. I don't know. I'm answering James. James says, do you think Boots is really the goods? I mean, he can be. He can be, but he looks like he has to kill himself to get down to that division, man. Dude, the other day when I saw him hitting pads, he looked thick. Thick. I was like, how the hell is he fighting next week and going to make that weight? I mean, he's a thick, thick boy. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, and this is BoxRec right now. He needs to start getting some names on his record. He needs to start getting some names on his record. How old is he? No. Is this his brother or something? No. Says he's 23 years old. Are you kidding me? Woo! Woo! Wow. Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's got the package. You just got to see him in good fights, and this is a good step-up fight for him. I mean, Lipinets ain't no slouch. He's a good fighter. I mean, the size might be an issue because Lipinets is coming up from a smaller weight division. And like I said, Boots looks like a big boy for that division. A big boy. Casual Bass Guy says it's a boo-boo car, but Ness wouldn't say it's a trash filler car. Yeah, April 7th. Yeah, I looked it up. Even on the box rec, though, it doesn't even have anything scheduled. Jada, can you lay down for a minute? Says that doesn't even have his fight scheduled yet on box rec. But April 17th is the Harrison fight, huh? There we go. Then we're going to have another full Saturday of boxing. No, we're not. It's not in the UK, the boo-boo card. We're going to have a clashing cards. Tony Harrison and boo-boo. On PBC website, they got the Harrison card. All right, I'll check that out. I will check that out. Yeah, Jeff, your boy, man. 18-0. He's got to start getting some names here, too. If you want to see your boy start moving, your fellow Canadian. Yeah, man, I didn't think he was that young. James, I didn't think he was that young, 23. Like, god damn. God damn. 23. But yeah, this is going to be a good little step-up fight for him as getting a name on his record. And for Jeff, I'm going to have to go back and look at Jeff's boy. Jeff's boy. What's his name again, Jeff? Let me write that down. Let me get that in my notes. I just showed you my notepad. And the second to the last page, I got a list of things to watch. What's your boy's name out there in Canada again? Custio? What's the last name, Jeff? Let me get that last name, brother. But, yeah, they're ducking. They ducking. Yeah, well, unfortunately, by the sound of it, your boy being up in Canada and not being with a big, huge promoter. He says he works close to PBC, though, so it's different if you work with the PBC or if you're an Al Heyman fighter, you know? So maybe that's your boy's problem, Custio Clayton. But 18-0. Seems like he's on the right track. Seems like could be a guy to look out for in the future. But to move up them ranks, man, you got to start getting names. So, yeah, maybe he's the next one to go, Jeff. Maybe he's the next one to go. Custio War Machine Clay. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But, all right, fellas. There ain't much going on in boxing. I just gave you, obviously, there's a lot more going on than what we talked about today. But depending on how I'm feeling, maybe I'll jump back on later. But I got my dog whining in my ear, so she's ready for her nightly walk. So I'm going to get up out of here. Make sure you check me out, Moore's House 85, everywhere except here on YouTube. Here, of course, you know what it is, just Moore's House. And I appreciate it, fellas. Everybody who jumped on, James, Jeff, Casual, everybody else, DD3. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all jumping in. And I'll see y'all in a minute. Yeah. Make sure to sub, hit the like button, tell a friend to tell a friend. And help me get to that 10K, James. Help me get to that 10K, player. But I'll be jumping on here probably with a boxing voice in the next couple days. And I might drop a video in between Friday. Who knows? But you'll definitely see me Friday, 7 p.m. and other places in between. So, peace. Holla at your boy.